Okay, guys, for those of you out there who understand Austrian economics and you want to invest, but you don't have tons of cash to do so, there's a couple ways to do so. Watch some of my other videos first. I've done videos on precious metals and semi-precious and base metals. Of course, you can go out and buy metals anywhere. There's several wrong ways to buy metals but only a few right ways. Most of the guys on TV and online sellers are going to rip you off, and if you're buying jewelry, you're paying at least 10 times the price of the metal itself, the metal value. Keep that in mind. So watch the video if you want to do that route. Another thing you can do for free is collect base metals. All pennies 1981 and older, unless you have a copper sorter, because only half of the pennies in 1982 are copper. So you're going to throw them through a sorter or weigh them. If not, just 1981 and older. And all nickels are 75% copper, 25% nickel. Put them aside. They're free. You get them face value. They will rise in value as well, like the dimes and quarters that were in circulation. Now they're worth a lot more. The same thing's happening. But this is really about stocks. Now, Peter Schiff and Ron Paul, these guys called the dot-com bubble and the housing bubble years before it happened. And they're talking about a coming bond bubble that will destroy the dollar. They both understand Austrian economics. They've made money, lots of money, where all the experts lost money and misread the markets time after time. I really wanted to open an account at EuroPacificCapital, but I don't have the 25,000 laying around. So I decided to do this on my own. I opened up an account at Scottrade and invest in similar stocks. It's a lot easier than I thought it would be. It takes about 10 minutes online. There's 3 or 4 pages you fill out, basic personal info, individual account, where you work. And I did that at night. The next day in the morning, I go in, I take a check for $500, photo ID, Social Security, and by that afternoon, I'm buying stocks that I'd already wanted. Now, as far as stocks, I think it's a great time if you want to do this. I wanted to buy stocks a while back, but shares were $50, $70 a pop. Now, the same stocks are between $10 to $15. So, it's like a time machine. What I wanted to buy, I can buy 3 times as much now. So, that's why I got this started. And for those of y'all that have wanted to, now's the time to do so. It's a time machine, guys. Some of them are at the price of the collapse of '08. Some of them, as lowest they've been in a decade. It's a great time. But anyway, I'm going to leave a link to Ron Paul's personal portfolio and a link to Peter Schiff reviewing the portfolio as well. I used to listen to Peter all the time, and he says he cannot give specific investment advice, but he also says his listeners should be able to read between the lines. So what I've done, I looked into Ron Paul's portfolio, and especially the ones that I believe Peter has himself, the ones he mentions all the time, and in his book, Crash Proof. I looked at stocks that I figured would be long-term investments, senior mining companies basically, which I believe the larger ones could really handle the volatility of the market the most. I picked out stocks that pay dividends, so I can take the dividends and reinvest them, and also that have a decent dividend yield. I went with Scottrade myself. They've treated me okay. There's other options like Ameritrade and E-Trade. I'm sure they're great, but I haven't dealt with them myself. If you do decide to open a Scottrade account, when you're doing the application, click Referred by a Friend, and I'm going to leave a Refer All code in the description bar. This will get you 3 free trades. Now, basically what I'm doing here, and what I recommend y'all do if you have the money for it and if you're willing to do so, buy some of these companies. You're buying shares of a company. You're part owner. The dollar is going to lose value, but you'll own part of a company. Small part, yes, but you got something. Keep in mind, nothing is 100%. These companies might go under. But if they don't, you're going to have income coming in. Don't put everything you've got into precious metals or stocks. Let's say precious metals or your stock go down and something happens at work, your car breaks down, medical bills, who knows what. You'd have to sell them at a loss. You don't want to do that. So keep a little cash on hand and do not go into debt buying stocks or metals. I'll take that back. There's one 100% guarantee, and that's that the dollar is being devalued, and if we don't stop printing money, it's going to be completely worthless. In Germany, there were millionaires that couldn't buy a loaf of bread. Zimbabwe, trillionaires that couldn't buy a loaf of bread. So, for those of y'all that see what's coming, prepare now. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Check out the Ron Paul's portfolio. His lowest or his weakest performing stock was a 300% increase. So, I mean, that's a winner right there. Also use the referral code and get 3 free trades. Hopefully this helps you guys out.